Hi guys, welcome to JoeGa Joy Fitness with me, Joe, and to today's yoga workout. Well, not yoga workout, yoga practice. Workout is a bit too harsh word. We're going to take some nice gentle stretches. We're going to enjoy ourselves for about the next 40 minutes. If you do enjoy, please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, let me know you've been watching. And just a reminder, it is a live class, so there may be some dialogue with the participants that's not relevant to you. Please just try and use pratyahara, withdraw your senses, take it inwards and ignore what we're doing right then. I will be at a minimum, I promise. So when you're ready, we're going to come down to Shavasana. Take that beautiful rest and relaxation, and we will begin. Just look for long, slow, deep breaths. If you feel your body yield, just move into that space. Sometimes when we first lie down, everything's a little bit tense. So just, again, releasing that off and letting go. And just allowing yourself to move into that space. And just quieten down the mind as well. Monkey mind, you know, might be pinging around through lots of different thoughts all over the place. So just quiet the mind down as well. So just letting go. And just one more long, slow, deep breath here. Forgive me, I'm just going to fidget because I'm going to reach arms and I don't have the space. So just taking those arms up and overhead, stretching out. If you're up on the block, you can stay on the block if it feels comfortable. If you want to move off of it, come off of it. And then inhale, exhale, just bring the arms down beside you. And again, just take those arms up and away. Notice the lower back flare, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Nice big squeeze and release. And let's just go one more time, reaching up. This time, if you want to, interlace the hands and really push them away, just really finding tension, stretch, stretch, stretch. Maybe pointing the toes and stretching in, squeezing the buttocks, the calves, and releasing. And then bringing the feet onto the floor, please. Bend the knees. And we're just going to take the arms overhead and reach the legs up towards the sky. And then slowly bring the hands down and bend the knees. So these are good for strengthening the quadriceps, moving through the knee. So these are the sorts of movements that we can do to help keep that knee healthy without any extra tension or pressure. So just keep that going. Arms as we breathe in, go overhead, legs go up, and then everything comes back to the starting position on the exhale. Okay, once more, breathing in. And breathing out. Lovely. And just pop the hands on those knees and just rock the back from side to side. Just a little massage. Lovely. So we'll take one leg and extend it away along the mat, and we'll draw the other knee in towards us and just squeeze it down. And just hold here just for a breath or two. So just feeling our way through it. Breathing in and breathing out. And again, breathing in and breathing out. And then just swap that over. So just bringing the other knee in. So you're lengthening through glutes here and hamstrings. And exhale. And again, breathe in. And breathe out. Lovely. And then just stretch both legs away again. And just take the arms out to the side. Just turn the hands up, somatics. And just have ourselves in this little T shape. And then roll the knees back in again with the feet off the floor. And we're just going to roll the knees over towards the arms. So we're just coming into a little bit of a spine twist here. Doesn't matter if the knees don't touch the arm, that's fine. You can always bring the hand up to place it on that knee. So fold it in. And you're getting I'm getting a nice stretch. Hopefully you are too, of opening through the chest. So really feeling that chest there opening up. Beautiful rotation. And then roll back through center, just let that arm come out, and then drop the knees the other way. Again, looking for that stretch to happen into the underarm there if you can. Hand on the knee just helps to accentuate that stretch. As I know, when you're been at the computer all day or on the phone or whatever you've been doing, these shorten and tighten, so letting them open up, and then just coming back to center. And we're going to go back to side one and just come into this position. Just pause here for a moment, and then see if you can straighten both legs up into like a V shape with the body. So you've got a V shape here, really opening through, and I feel that now it's actually going into my bicep as well as my chest. That stretch is huge, and just allowing that to happen, but also getting a stretch through the glutes, through the hamstrings, so back of the knee. And then just bring it back through center. And so just because of my spatial constraints here, I'm going to turn around. You don't need to do that. And then you're going to go to side two, your side two. So rock the knees over to your side two, just drop them over, hold onto the knees, and then you can straighten those legs. All right, take a breath, fold them back in, come back to center. Just rock the spine into the ground, just a gentle massage. And then we're going to come up. You can pop yourself up, you can roll onto one side, however you feel you prefer to get up. Don't do it that's going to cause any stress or strain. And just allow yourself to sit up nice and tall. Okay, so just nice and raised through the body. We're just going to take a little bit of a fold forwards here. Hands towards the ground, head towards the ground. Remember, you can use your block if that suits you to lean on. Pop your head on. Well done. Good. Just taking a couple of breaths, breathing in, breathing out. And then lift and rise, come over onto all fours if you can. So just rolling over on two hands and knees. And again, I'm just keep changing my orientation so you've got the biggest, best view of me. Rolling through the spine, take a cat and cow to begin with, please. Just one more. And then sitting back onto your heels, so you're going to get a stretch in those quads. Take a breath in, lift up. Bring the hands into prayer above the head. Just bring the hands down, bring the hands onto the floor. Take cow pose here, and then roll it back up into cat. Sit back into child, and then lift the body back to kneeling, lift up. So it's going to kind of link through, and bring the hands down and onto the floor. So you come into cow, lift up into cat, sit back into child, scoop through and lift up here, and then bring the hands down and drop into your cow. Lift up into cat, sit back child. I'm not doing full child here, I'm not putting my head down because we're just passing through. Lift and rise here. And then hands onto the ground into your cow. Just one more time, please. Lift up and sit back. Into child, into kneeling, high kneeling, and then hands down. Drop through the back. So again, just working on that knee mobility. And then just take a couple of cat and cows here. And we are going to come back to seated. So if you come into your seated position that you were in to begin with, change the cross of your legs, and we'll take that all again, coming into our forward fold. Now, because you've changed the legs, it might be that you go further or less than previously. That's because your hips are tight in different configurations. And something as simple as changing the cross of the legs can affect the hips. Just take another breath here, please. And then just slowly exhale to rise. Again, we're coming over onto all fours. I'm just going to change round. So same again, lifting up into cat, sitting back into child, scooping through into your cow, and then this time add on a down dog, please. Please feel free in the first few times of hitting this if you want to just stay in it for a little while and just pedal, and then you will roll back down, release, cat, child, lift up, gather, pull the hands down, come into cow, and then turn up and under into your down dog. And then again, knees down, release toes, lift up cat, sit back, stretch, lift and raise here, coming up, and then hands down, scoop the back into cow, lift the heart, and then roll it under to come up into down dog. We're going to go through this 2 more times, so gently coming down onto those knees, protect them, lift up into cat, drop back, lift up, rise here, hands come down, scoop into cow, and then roll it back into dog. Lovely, 1 more go through, and dropping down nice and gently, release the toes, lift up cat arch, push back into child, bring the hands through and raise, hands down, scoop underneath, and then turn it up and under into down dog. Oh, that's so good. And then just slowly lower back down onto the knees and just sit back. Let's take maybe a wide leg child this time and just relax to the floor. Sorry, I'm just laughing because Shilpa's got that hoodie up like some sort of little hoodlum coming into class. Makes me laugh. That's funny how obviously when you turn under you have to tuck that hood in or something if it's annoying you. Just breathe and release here. And then when you're ready, you're going to rise up onto all fours. I'm just going to turn my position so I can see you guys again. It makes it a little bit easier for me to see you. Just going to extend one leg out behind, pressing into the heel. This is going to stretch down the back of the leg. So again, stretching out into that knee joint. Looking for release there. And then just change sides for me, please. Just remember to roll those elbows in. Don't lock the joints, especially if you've got any hypermobility. And then just release. Let's take leg 1 again, toes into the ground, really stretch through. And then as you exhale, lift that leg up. So you're working into glutes. Lovely. And then change sides, other leg, push into, really find that nice stretch and then lift. Bit of back work here as well. I know keeping our back strong is always important. So just taking that release down. Let's take down dog again, please, pressing through. Maybe pedaling the heels. Lovely, shake the head, release the neck. And then just coming back onto all fours, let's sit back into that child's pose again. So just allowing ourselves a little respite. Give the wrists a little squeeze and release if they're feeling challenged. And then coming back up onto all fours. So we're going to take this, the next 2 postures, we're going to progress without changing sides. So we'll do them one side and then the other rather than keep swapping and changing. So leg goes out, toes to the ground, press in. So we're looking for that strength, that release through the back of the knee, the calf. Then the leg lifts. So these are what we've already done. And then we're going to just take that flying tiger. So opposite hand comes off and we're going to take this here. Okay, we're going to then bring that hand down, opposite hand comes down, and we're going to take the same hand as leg and rotate into our side star. There we go. Lovely. Now please forgive me, because the next time I do this you'll get the back of me. So coming back onto all fours, we're going to take the other leg out this time. Brace the abdominals, lift the leg nice and strong, and then take the opposite arm away to begin with, and then bring that hand down, take the same arm as leg and turn into that side star. Lovely, and then bring that down, coming back onto all fours. Let's just sit back again just to come off the wrists, because it can be quite strong on the wrists. So just giving those wrists a release. I'm just rolling knuckles together here, pressing and then off, pressing and off, pressing and off. Lovely, come up to sitting. So I would recommend, if you've got that knee issue and you can sit kneeling in rock pose here, that can be quite beneficial, but it might be uncomfortable over time. If you don't like kneeling, I love kneeling, bless you, then sit on your bottom or sit cross-legged or sit with your legs extended, however you need to be. You don't have to sit like this, okay? So we're going to take your left arm and put it into the right waist here and just encourage it across. So I'm actually holding my hand like this, palm to palm, and so I've got my arm behind me with the palm out, and then I'm bringing this one in with the palm in, and I'm going to encourage the arm over. So again, I'm just going to show you from behind. I'm just pulling it over to one side here, and I'm looking for a stretch into the left shoulder. So really into this deltoid here. Palm to palm if you can. If not, you can always do like fingertip to fingertip, or if you're not even fingertip to fingertip, if you're really tight, you can use a strap between the hands. So lots of ways to get into this without giving up on it just yet. Nice. Lovely. And then just take that left arm up and over, and we're just going to lean out to the right. So we're getting a stretch down the right side of the body, and I'm pushing my hip over. Well done. And then take a breath in and come up here. Just bringing this arm across in front as if I'm going to pat myself on the back. I'm just going to take the elbow and just encourage it in, so that we're getting a little bit of a stretch into rear delt here. And then the hand that's holding it in is just going to go underneath as if I'm giving myself like a double hug. Yeah, and I'm trying to get my fingertips to hook in to my shoulder blades. Lovely. And then just unravel those. Take the right arm through the back, palm out, left hand palm in, hold your own hand, and look to encourage that right arm across the back of the body. So again, really good. I've been at the computer for the last 3 days. So many things to book and sort, and I've noticed already in like 3 days that my chest feels tight. So when you guys use these things all the time, you really need to think about opening up as often as possible. All right, just release that off, lift that arm up and lean over. Beautiful. And then take that breath, bring that arm across, hold the elbow, kind of give yourself a little pat on the back here. So encourage with this hand pushing it back. And just feel where you can get to, and then take that left arm underneath and just give those elbows a little squeeze here. Lovely. And then we're going to just release that off, just circle through and circle back the other way. Lovely. Come back over onto all fours if you will, please. So we're just going to kind of, oh excuse me, sorry, everything's falling down. We're going to just kind of link all of those moves that we've done so far together. So starting off 4-point kneeling, we're going to lift up into cat arch. We're going to sink down into child-ish, no head down. Bring the hands back, lift up through the body, raise up to the sky. Bring the hands down, scoop into cow pose. Make sure you hit all the postures. Turn it up and over, tuck the toes, hit down dog for me please. Now from down dog, we're just going to begin with, let's just roll your right knee to the floor. Keep your left leg extended, so do you recognize this posture from kind of where we warmed up? We will take our flying tiger, that's opposite hand to leg, lifting off if you can. Nice. And then we drop that hand down, keep the leg lifted and turn into our side star. Beautiful. Now just adding on a little bit here, bend the extended top leg and see if you can take hold of it with the foot with the hand, the foot with the hand. Oh my gosh, see if you can take hold of the foot with the hand, yes. I know what I mean. All the words are there. If you could just rearrange them into a coherent sentence. Sorry. Oh, I've fallen over now because I'm laughing. And then we're just going to come back around and do that on the other side. Lift up into cat arch. Sit back into child. Scoop through and lift up. Good for the abs this, good for the thighs, good for the knees. Bring it down, scoop under. Lift up, down dog, tuck toes, push back. Lovely. Lower down just onto your left knee. Leave your right leg extended out the back. Lift up, opposite arm to leg. Flying tiger. Drop that hand down, forgive my back to you, turn into side star. And then see if you can take the ankle foot with the hand. Ooh. Dear. Don't laugh, you really do need your abs for this one. And then release out and just come back to all fours. All right, we're gonna take a little bit extra here. I'm just gonna move some things out of my way, because I don't want to break anything. So when we come back down, we'll go back into a more traditional type of Surya Namaskar. So we're going to come through and scoop and take these back stretches here. We're not coming to standing, but we will scoop through in that way, and then we will lift up and come back onto all fours. So just adding that last little bit on, okay? So lift up into cat arch, please. Sink it back and down. Bring the hands and body through, so low kneel to high kneel, and then hands to the ground and scoop underneath, hit that cow pose. Turn it over, turn it under and lift into dog. Lower your right knee to the floor, keep the left leg extended, take the leg up and opposite hand if you can. Bring that down, change hands, turn and hold in your star. Remember, this leg can be down. I didn't show that before now, but if you're finding it's really difficult to balance, put this leg down. This is side star as well as this, okay? And then you can take that ankle, that foot, if you have balance. I think I've got balance now. Lovely. Release that off, back through side star. You're going to come back to the floor. Drop your heart through the hands and then scoop through and take Sphinx pose. Lift up the heart nice and high. Raise, raise, raise. Press the groin into the floor. Press the hips into the floor. And then release the tension. Come back up onto all fours. Lift up through the spine. Madhyasana. Sit back into extended child. Bring the hands through, low kneel to high kneel. Hands come down, scoop under, Bittilasana. Turn it all up and under, lift back, cow pose. Lower down just onto that left knee, right leg out the back, lift it up, opposite arm to leg to begin with. And then exhale that down, turn to the side, lift and raise, same arm as leg. And then take the bind if that's there for you. Again, this is opening the chest. You know, this is good for working through pectoralis and shoulders. Release it off, turn back to the floor. Drop the heart through and scoop. This time, take Sphinx. I'm just going to back up. Make sure you can see. You might not be able to see my hands. And press through a little bit deeper into your seal pose. Press the groin down, press the pelvis down, the pubis, the thighs, the knees, the feet into the floor. lift up. Try not to lift the shoulders, lift the spine. Good. And then inhale, exhale, just release this off. Good. Just to take a moment, hands underneath the head. We're just going to take that half frog here, but we're going to take it through into our flapping fish, just because we'll get a nice stretch here when we do this. So we're not resting here, we're not at the end of class or anything, but it's just a nice moment of pause between sections. Lovely, and then just come back through center, drop that knee down, bring the other knee up, and then just rotate the body to the second side, please. Nice, and again come back through center. It's just a moment to kind of draw a line under what we've been doing. Come up and over, this time to sitting on your bottom, everybody please. Take the feet into butterfly, into our Kanasana, and just allow the knees to fall wide. And just pressing open through the groin. Lovely. And just, yeah, use the weight of the arms just kind of on the knees. We definitely don't want to, we can flutter, but we don't want to be pressing, bouncing, and it's kind of, sometimes it's difficult to know what the difference is, so it's easier just to be still. Sometimes we don't know we've gone too far or we've broken something until that pain kicks in, and then we're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So sometimes it's just easier not to do it. Okay. We're going to bring the knees together. We're going to straighten the legs out in front of us, please. And then we'll bend the right knee in. Give it a little hug, sitting up tall. And then just lifting that foot off the floor, so it's kind of balanced on our bottom. And we're just going to straighten this leg and then bend it again. So hamstring stretches, but again, moving through that knee. Okay, so working, whenever you bend and straighten the knee, you're working hamstrings and quadriceps because they are the primary movers in these motions, and that helps with building strength. And then just holding it up there, wherever there is for you. If you've got a strap there, remember, use the strap. Perfect. Lifting it up, just lengthening through. And while you've got this up here, you can just circle the ankle. Sometimes that just helps take the focus of the strong hamstring stretch away. Okay, so we're just holding, just try not to hold the actual knee joint because that forces the leg to bend. Okay, I'm just circling it round, good. Lovely, and then just pop that foot up on the opposite thigh, as close to the groin as feels comfortable. A lot of pressure in the knee, the higher the foot, so if you need to, go more open. However, wherever you can, and just work on a little bit of hip mobility here with a little bit of knee compression. So just again, just kind of opening into that hip just by adding the weight. Lovely. Now, keeping this leg where it is if you can, and I know we struggle with this, so sit up on blocks if you need to, but just see if you can fold that extended leg underneath. Okay, so we're in Ardha Padmasana, half lotus pose. And if your knee is really high up here, that's fine. If your foot is really far down here, that's fine. Any kind of version of the shape is acceptable. So just allowing yourself to sit. Now, if you're in Ardha Padmasana and it feels fine, there is full Padmasana. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. Since I hurt my hip, it's been a bit harder. So you can bring that top foot, that bottom foot up top as well. I have to hold mine because it just pops out. So you can try that if you like that, if you can do that, if you can manage it. Some people can, some people can't. And then once you've got whatever shape you're doing, whichever one feels good in your body, just lean forwards a little bit. You'll feel it start to sing in your body when you lean forwards a little bit. You'll feel everything start to think, ooh, yeah. And just a reminder, I'm trying to think how many times I've moved those glasses out of the way today. You can come forwards to your maximum. Remembering these blocks have 3 heights. So if you are leaning on the blocks, you can maybe find the height for you. Lovely. And just kind of relax into this. So you're getting a nice release through the gluteals. I'm lifting my head obviously so you can hear me, but you can stay down. Glutes, you've got stretches into the quads, compression in the hamstrings. And then rise and climb, come on out of that. Let's just unravel the legs. Oh, just give them a little rock, release them out. Windscreen wipers, wiggle wriggle, however, whatever it feels to do. And then just come back into butterfly. It's always good to revisit. You might feel that what we've done has changed or altered. Might not have done, of course, but it may have done. So just feeling how that butterfly feels. Lovely. And then just bringing those together, send those legs out again. This time just pulling out the sit bones, just make sure you're sitting in a nice strong Dandasana. Pop the hands beside you. If you can get palms on the ground, sit with the palms on the ground. I've got a bit of a funny body shape, so I've struggled. My body is long in comparison to my arms and legs, so my arms don't touch the ground, my legs are really short, but my body by contrast is long compared to them. So I struggle to get my hands on the ground, but if you can get your hands flat down, lift up, that's great. Lovely. And then just bring that left knee in. So, you know, don't worry if your body does different things, because we're all the same but different, so we don't always access things in the same way. Lovely. And then again, just looking to lift that leg up, just release the knee a couple of times. Nice. And then just taking a hold for a nice big long stretch. Well done. And again, you can just kind of circle that ankle out. I don't know if you heard that, but mine clicks and groans quite well on this side. And then back the other way. Lovely. And then bringing it in, just place that back on the other thigh. So if, like me, you're wearing a bit of shiny material, it can be a bit of a pain, so just hang on to it and just lean onto that knee. So just kind of putting the weight in there. Lovely. And then just releasing that off, just folding that other leg underneath. So we're into Ardha Padmasana on side 2. Let's see if I can do. I used to only be able to do it on one side, which is a bit weird. Kind of comes up both ways, but again, they don't stay. They always ping out. So just work with what your body does. You got it? Lovely. So remember, if you're just crossing the feet here, this is fine. Knees are really high. Sit up on those blocks. That's it. And then again, once you've got your position, just looking to take that forward fold. Lovely. So block height is specific to you. You might have to have a pile of blocks, you know, they stack together. You might just be better off just leaning into your hands, just wherever you can get to. One more breath here, and then coming up. Well done. Nice. And again, just let those legs ping apart and just make sure the hips feel okay. Side to side to side. Lovely. Let's just sit with the feet about shoulder width apart, a bit wider than hip width, but not like at full extension. And just taking the hands down towards the feet. Use your strap if you need to reach those feet. Sometimes with the legs a little bit apart like this, we can get there a bit better. So just feeling this. And again, if you just kind of pop your heels off the floor, just really feel like you're pressing your knees down into the ground. You'll feel a stretch on the back of those knees. So wherever you are, just kind of pop those heels off the ground. Really press the backs of the knees into the ground. And just feel that lovely stretch on the back of the knee. That's good. And then inhale, exhale, and just release it off and just drop yourself down. So when I lifted up like that, and I could feel it really going into my lower back, so you know, with those lower back pains, just see if you can get that again. So just wherever you are, whether you're using the strap, just lift those heels up and then really start, let me turn sideways, really start to press through. So instead of rounding through the top of the back, really press through the lower back and see if you can get a nice compression here. Just helps. Oh, it feels good. And then inhale, exhale, and let that go. We're going to come down to lying, so make your way down. Just make sure I've not disappeared off your screen. That's it. Bend your knees, please. Don't let the back get too strained to begin with, and just rock those knees from side to side, because that big stretch we just did, we want to make sure. I'm just going to move these glasses again. I'm going to put them up here, determined to break them. Okay, just don't want to drop my knees onto them. So we're going to drop the knees to one side, keep the feet apart, bring that underneath foot up and onto the opposite thigh, looking for that bind. Great for the lower back again. Hold the arms out at shoulder height, turn the palms down towards the floor, please. Squeeze the upper back and open the chest. So we've got something for the legs, something for the back, something for the chest here, something for all areas. Nice. And then release that off and just rock the knees from side to side. Good. And then drop to side two. Again, pop that bottom foot up onto the top thigh. Just making sure those arms are extended nice and long. Palms down to begin with. And then releasing off and coming back through center. Just bring the hands onto the knees, one onto each, and just circle into the hips. We did a lot of strong hip work in those seated Padmasanas, so just rolling those femur sockets, the hips, really, and then round the other way. And then another one that's really great for those hips is we're going to just put one foot on the floor. I'm keeping my leg that's closest to you here, and we're just going to take that half a happy baby. So trying to grab hold of the foot, try and keep your hand on the outside of your foot, but the elbow goes on the inside of your knee. So if you're like this, you're going to be pulling it out, and if you're kind of like this, it's a bit, you start rotating the knee the wrong way. So just keeping everything here, and then just feel that stretch. Breathe and release. Half a happy baby. One more breath. Lovely. And then just pop that one down, pick the other one up, change position. You might find that one leg is easier to access than the other. That tends to be the way. Or one leg feels more comfortable in a position than the other. There's lots of things that we can do that don't always feel the same from side to side, and that's okay. Alright, pop those feet down, please. Walk your feet really wide and then roll your knees in towards the ground, so you've got an internal rotation at the hip. Take the arms and just take them up in the air like this. Fold them and hold your own elbows if you can. And then as you exhale, try and drop these arms as far overhead as they will go. Now, some of you, they might not reach the floor. Some of you might come down and you're absolutely fine on the ground. So just wherever they go to that you feel that stretch. Again, opening up. I've got hair in the way here, but just... Sorry, I hit the headset, cut you off. Haven't done it for a long while, but as soon as I took those arms overhead, I knew it was going to happen. Sorry guys, we're back on now. Ah dear. Excellent. And then just release that off, and we're going to come into full happy baby if you're happy to do that. If you prefer, do it one side at a time. I like to rock here. It's quite nice, a little massage on the back. You might prefer not to. You might be one of those people that when you rock you completely fall over. and that's not always beneficial, so just hold still. And if you can't hold still, then something like a block either side of you is going to hold you in place, okay? So do what you need to do. Nice work. Bring the soles of the feet together, just sitting into this upside down butterfly just to begin. And then you may be able to drop your legs to the floor here in this shape. Sometimes it feels a bit strong, so if it's too strong for you, bring the feet down and then roll the knees wide. We're going to do that again. I hopefully won't lose you this time. Arms up to the sky. This time fold the other hand onto the other side. So if you just go to your natural one and then swap, or just come into that and then lower those arms down behind you. Try not to disconnect our core with my flabby upper arms. Shocking. Breathe and release here. You should feel the lower back lifting slightly. You've got a nice lengthening through the abdominals. You have, of course, got this stretch through chest. And then I'm going to get you to release that off, please. Just rock the back from side to side. I've got my feet off the floor. You can keep your feet on the floor, it's fine. And we're just going to bring the knees in. Oh my goodness. And then just allow yourself to come into Shavasana. Sorry, having a malfunction in the old costume now as well. It's going to be one of those days. All right, let's bring hands into prayer at the forehead. Just allow ourselves to lie here in true contemplation. Just allow the elbows to be bent, the fingers together, palms together, and the thumbs touching third eye. And just allowing ourselves to clear our mind. Imagine it like a computer screen with text on it, and you're just pressing the backspace button, deleting all the text off, just looking for a blank screen or a blackboard or a whiteboard, you know, just erasing the chalk or the dry board marker, just whatever analogy, a page, using whiteout or an eraser, just making everything clear, crystal and clean. Just connecting with that intuition. And then just as you are finding that complete clean page, think about writing on it or typing on it, whatever your page is, your sankalpa, your intention, your positive affirmation. And then once you've made your affirmation, just let those arms relax beside you, palms up this time. And just rest in Shavasana to round out the end of our practice. When you're ready, take a breath and lengthen the body. Tension like we did at the beginning. And then again, the same thing, popping up to a seated position. Seated position of choice. And just taking a big grab of energy. Breath in and down. Loka Samasta Sukhinu Bhavantu. Namaste.